William, hopefully your favorite videographer. We are here at the Dallas Area Rapid Transit Board meeting, the agency known as DART to Dallas, Texas residents. As a service to the Dallas community, we plan to cover DART board meetings from gavel to gavel. Public comments are required to keep DART board aware of issues close to the ridership that they may not get through other resources.
It is 6:31, and on Tuesday, March 13th, the year 2014, and this
May 13th.
May 13th, 2014, and this meeting of the DART Board of Directors is called to order. First order of business is approval of the minutes of the prior meeting. Any objections, corrections, additions? The minutes are ordered entered as prepared. Next order of business is our public comments. Faye, you'd like to do that.
I love doing this, you know I do. Okay, for public comments, we have some guidelines we need to follow, so I'm going to read them to everyone. General public comments will be allowed at the beginning of each DART board meeting for a total of 30 minutes, and again at the end of the meeting when the 30-minute period does not accommodate all persons who have signed up to speak. Individuals who have addressed the board in the past 30 days will be recognized to speak during the public comment period at the end of the meeting. During the public comment period, board members may not interact with the speakers or other board members by asking questions or offering their own comments. Members of the public are reminded that their behavior during DART board meetings is governed by the DART Board Code of Conduct for citizens, news media, and visitors. Personal attacks, impertinent and slanderous remarks, and boisterous conduct will not be allowed. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to address the board. The green light on the podium will indicate when you can begin speaking. The yellow light indicates that you have 1 minute remaining, and the red light indicates that your time has expired. And our first speaker, Mr. Chair.
Our first speaker is Ms. Deborah Donnell. Ms. Donnell. And following Ms. Donnell is Ms. Jennifer Rollins.
My name is Deborah Donnell. I was born in Dallas, Texas, and I come to talk about why I had signed up for the green card, the DART green card, and I had my doctor to sign my paper. I am diabetic. I'm very sickly. I can't hardly walk. And I signed up for the green card, and the lady denied me and said I couldn't get the green card. And then I asked for a hearing, so she made me a hearing. I came to take the test. I took the test, and she said that I'm able to ride the bus. So I told her that I'm very sickly, and she said that, so she told me to make an appointment for the hearing. So I made the appointment for the hearing. I missed the hearing appointment. And then I asked her, could I make another appointment? She said, no, I can't. And I want to know information on that. Will I be able to get the green card, or can someone help me to get the green DART ID card? And plus, I have got hurt on DART bus 3 or 4 times. And DART have cameras on the bus. Okay, one of the when I got hurt on the bus, hit my head. The bus driver jammed his brakes and like to ran into a station wagon, and it was a black bus driver. So my head hit the iron deal. I was sitting in the back of the bus driver, and my head, he jammed on the brakes, and my head hit the iron deal, and it started hurting. And I came to Dork, and I talked to the head lady over Dork, and I told her about it, and she said, well, go to the doctor. I said, well, can't you write a check to give me money? She said, I only can write $50. And I said, well, I do need the $50. And she said, that's all I can write. I said, that's all you can give me? She said, yes. I said, if you can write a check for $50, you can write a check for more than that. If I was a white person, you would have wrote a big check. You would have gave them a check just like that. You're doing that because I am black. So she said, well, if you take the $50 check and don't go to the doctor, that's all I can give you. That's what she told me. I don't understand it. I got hurt on Dork bus 3 or 4 times. And I don't understand why she couldn't just write a plain check out more than $50.
Yes, Ms. Would you please see Mr. Douglas, Ms. Donnell?
Ms. Douglas.
Right.
And I thank all the bus drivers for helping me. I think they did a good job. And I don't have no complaints about the bus drivers. I thank them because they have done a lot of work and they've done a big job. And I thank them. And I think we all should get together and come together and help one another. So.
Thank you.
Okay.
And if you would see Mr. Douglas, Ms. Donnell, thank you. Our next speaker is Ms. Jennifer Rollins, and following that, Ms. Rebecca Williams.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me a time to speak. I am a faithful Dart rider. I buy a monthly bus pass every month. And, you know, there are certain things that we have to accept as riders, as buses being late and extra time that you have to wait. We have to deal with panhandlers, people smoking on the bus or around the buses when it clearly states they don't have to, and different things that we have to deal with. But on May the 3rd, when I got on the bus right at Forest and Preston, because I work at Tom Thumb, the big signature store there, and I ride every Saturday, the same bus. And I suffer from allergies, so, you know, I cough at the end of the night when the medication is not as effective. So I get on the bus, and the driver says, are you going to cough all the way into downtown the whole time? And I'm like, excuse me, are you talking to me? So I asked him twice. So we go into downtown. I'm feeling uncomfortable the whole time because he singles me out. So I go to get off the bus, and I'm very polite, and I say, sir, you know, I apologize if my coughing in the past has disturbed you or distracted your driving. And I explained to him that I suffer from allergies real bad. And I said, you know, it was unprofessional and very rude that what you had said, and I will be reporting you. So I go to get off the bus, and the man says, you were rude for coughing on my bus. You know, I have a lifetime certification in customer service, so I know what it is to give great customer service. That is my job. You know, I am a faithful rider. I do appreciate everything that DART has done, and it's a very good system. But sometimes your drivers, they go beyond the scope of what they need to say to people. So, you know, maybe a little sensitivity training or remove this driver from the route, you know, that might be appropriate for a little while. But other than that, you know, y'all do a good job.
Ms. Rollins, would you speak with Mr. Bell?
Sure.
Maurice Bell?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Rebecca Williams?
Good evening. I'm here tonight because I represent Barbara Carr. She's not a member of a union. However, she's entitled to representation. On the 11th of March, Jose Carranza refused to take her off the bus. I called him in plenty of time to ask him to remove her from the bus. He stated he wasn't going to do it. He didn't have to do it. I told him his policy states, barring mitigating circumstances, he has to take her off the bus. He just told me he wasn't going to do it because he didn't have to. So by those actions, everything is ruled in Ms. Carr's favor. Mr. Carranza said it's not a baseball game. He don't have to rule anything in her favor. So 60 days later, he made no response. He has 10 days to respond according to DART policy to any grievance filed. He failed to respond, and someone sent a letter stating they met with me, they talked with me, and we agreed on something. I have a schedule. My schedule has been booked since the 15th of April. I would not schedule a grievance on a day that I'm not even in town. So this person has made false statements. Mr. Carranza is Hispanic, Ms. Carr is African American. This is back to the old grind of the Hispanic on African American discourse that has been going on here at DART. I have Mr. Carranza on tape telling Ms. Carr, me and Ms. Carr, that he will be dismissing a grievance because it's petty. But then he passed it on to Mr. Bell. There's nothing like your own voice when you're saying you're going to do something that you don't do. Ms. Batiste wrote Ms. Carr stating she did not attend a safety meeting. Just by chance, Ms. Carr had gotten documentation that she had attended that meeting. Everybody said, oh, well, she just made a mistake. I know the bus drivers wish they could make mistakes and they be easily swept away as such. Is this amusing to you, Mr. Thomas? Therefore, I would like to know why the managers in the bus division do not have to follow their own policy. They never follow their policy. And like I say, I have Mr. Carranza on tape stating that grievances were frivolous and they would be dismissed. But he passed them on to the next level with a totally different ruling. Thank you.
Thank you. There are no further registered speakers. Is there anybody that wishes to speak? Anybody else? We're going to close the public comments now and then attend to voting on some items. The first is a contract for award of overhead electrical and electronic systems for 3F 59 PH locomotives. Mr. Carrizales, that came out of your committee.
Yes, Chairman, it did. And I would move if the court, if the board would doesn't have any opposition, that we handle 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They're all contract issues that came through the Operations Safety Security Committee, and they were then went through the Committee of the Whole, and now they're here for final consideration. I would make a motion that they be approved.
No objection. I hear a second. Those in favor, please indicate by saying yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, say no, please. That motion carries unanimously. The next item is approval of final consideration for some service changes. Ms. Gates, that comes from your committee.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This item was approved by the Planning Committee, recommended for approval for the Committee of the Whole. It has been approved both initially and for final consideration by the Committee of the Whole, and I move its approval this evening.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify so by saying yes.
Yes.
Any opposition by saying no. The motion carries unanimously. There being no further public comments, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for attending.
Ms. William, hopefully your favorite videographer. We love comments. If you don't like the way DART is handling things, lay it out for everyone to see. If you like or hate this video, tell us. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, tell us. We even love it when you call. Better yet, like or follow us on Facebook or subscribe to us on YouTube and get instant notices